Hello friends, welcome to the third episode from Lanzarote. If you missed the first two, they are linked in the video description below. It's our last day here in Lanzarote and we're a little sad about it. There are still so many places we want to explore and the time is just flying by. But we're making the most of every minute. This morning we filmed our ride on the way to the camel shed, known as Echadero de los Camels, and Timanfaya National Park, so that's the plan for the first part of the day. Let's go enjoy our final adventures together. It is a little chilly and cloudy this morning, but fortunately there is no rain in the forecast, just a bit of wind. Lanzarote is famous for its winds, but hopefully the weather won't cancel our plans. This is the famous camel station right next to Timanfaya. What's really cool is that these camels have been part of Lanzarote's history for hundreds of years. They were originally brought from Africa and helped locals travel, farm and carry goods across the difficult terrain. They're perfectly built for this place. They can close their nostrils against dust, walk easily on sand and lava, and handle the dry climate like champions. Visitors can ride dromedaries, which is a single hump camel, through this wild volcanic landscape. Each camel carries 2 passengers in a specially designed saddle, with the weight carefully balanced on both sides. If needed, the handlers add sandbags to ensure the weight is equally distributed. A 20-minute ride costs about €11 per person, or around €22 per camel. A fully grown dromedary can carry up to 150 to 200 kilograms without a problem. The trail takes visitors through lava fields and gives unique views you don't get by car. During our visit, the camels exhibited vocalizations and behaviour typically associated with stress. This made us wonder about their overall well-being and the standards of care behind the attraction. If you've never been on a camel before, you'll notice the gentle sway motion of the ride. It's slower than a horse and gives riders plenty of time to enjoy the views and take photos. Many coaches stop here, and it's a good idea to arrive early on the day. It can be a fun and memorable stop, especially for children. Alright, next stop on our adventure is Timanfaya National Park, the famous Fire Mountains. This is the heart of Lanzarote's volcanic landscape, and honestly, one of the most impressive places on the island. Timanfaya is one of those places you can't skip. It's beautiful, a bit mysterious, and totally unique. Nowhere else in Europe has a landscape like this. Why Timanfaya? Because this place literally exploded for years. The original Fire Mountains. And the symbol? A cheeky little red devil. Because honestly, with all this heat and lava, it fits perfectly. The entrance fee for Timanfaya National Park was €22 for adults and €11 for children, but kids under 7 have free admission. The ticket includes the famous bus tour through the volcanic route, so visitors get all the best views. If you're planning a trip to Timanfaya, definitely arrive early. The place is packed, and the car queue can stretch for miles. We were stuck in it for almost 2 hours after we got through the barrier and paid the entrance fee. If you want to avoid queuing, or can't be bothered with time management, consider visiting with an organised tour or using an attraction pass, because the buses with tourist groups have priority entry. You can already see the crazy colours of this volcanic area. Everything is red, black, and basically looking like Mars. And yep, all of this is old lava. Just lava everywhere. Wild, right? And here we are, in a long queue of cars. At this point, we've accepted our fate. We're trying to be zen, enjoy the view, and pretend this 2-hour line is actually part of the attraction. After we've made it to the tourist stop, there's a nice restaurant with amazing volcanic views named El Diablo, which is using the natural heat of the mountain to cook the meat. The area, although volcanically dormant, exhibits intense heat with temperatures reaching up to 610 degrees Celsius at a depth of 13 metres, and it releases enough heat to grill the food. A grill powered by geothermal energy. How crazy is that? Tourists can't explore the park on their own because it's a protected area and also unsafe. But there is a special guided bus tour through the volcanic route which is included in the entrance fee.
Entre 1726 y 1730 se produjeron frecuentes temblores de tierra y fluidos subterráneos que ocasionaron.
The views are insane. Craters, lava tunnels, frozen waves of magma, and landscapes that look straight out of a sci-fi movie. There will be also an audio guide in different languages. Timanfaya National Park, also known as the Montañas del Fuego, or the Fire Mountains. This is the most dramatic and otherworldly place in Lanzarote, a huge volcanic area created by eruptions in the 1700s and 1800s. When we got here, it honestly felt like we have landed on another planet. No trees, no plants, just endless red, black and orange lava fields stretching in every direction. More than 100 volcanoes erupted across this area. Entire villages disappeared under lava, and the landscape we see today was completely reshaped. The name Montañas del Fuego, or Fire Mountains, comes from that period. For 6 years, these volcanoes were constantly exploding, glowing red at night, throwing ash into the sky, and covering the island with lava. Imagine living here back then. It must have looked like the world was ending. Now the craters you see are like frozen explosions, perfectly preserved shapes of where the volcanoes once blew open. Some still have heat underneath, which is why the ground is hot, and why the park can even cook food using geothermal energy. You'd think nothing survives here. It looks like the moon. But nope, a few tiny plants and brave little insects are already moving in. Basically, the lava has its own mini fan club of lichens, beetles and spiders trying to repopulate the fire mountains one crack at a time. Look at this little volcano and its crater. Absolutely fascinating. I hope you enjoyed this little trip through the volcanoes. We definitely did. In fact, we loved it so much, we did it twice. Now, we're back at the restaurant area for the fun demonstrations. First, they toss in some dry herbs and whoosh! Instant fire like a magic trick. The heat of the mountain will light them up in a few seconds. Then, a bucket of water poured into a metal tube going inside the mountain is blasting back up like a mini geyser, a steam explosion several meters high. Honestly, it's like volcano party tricks. And now you're seeing a wilder side of Lanzarote, up in the north, where you can even spot La Graciosa in the distance. We didn't have enough time to explore this part of the island, which obviously means one thing: we have to come back. You can hop on a ferry from Orzola in Lanzarote across to La Graciosa. It only takes about 25 minutes. We heard the cars are banned there. You'll see more bikes and walking boots than vehicles. Now we're in North Lanzarote, the wild side of the island. The cool part is the road itself. The highway cuts right through the mountains. As we are driving, we are literally weaving between volcanic rock walls with these dramatic drop-offs and ocean views popping out of nowhere. We highly recommend to explore this area by car. Now we're back by the seaside to soak up the sun, the ocean and the beaches one last time before we say goodbye to this little gem. Got to enjoy every minute before reality calls. We walked a crazy number of kilometres today, basically a full hiking career in one day, but it was all worth it. We went to eat at a little local tavern. Nothing fancy, but the food was so delicious. And don't even get me started on the sangria. We honestly recommend these traditional small pubs. They might not look posh, but the food is always amazing. Sylvia the cat approves a spoilt lifestyle by the sea without a care in the world. end of our Lanzarote series. What an island! From volcanic fire mountains to lazy beach days, tradition and culture. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure. Lanzarote, you've been amazing.